sort of have observed just in general, just how things have gone overall?
Yeah, I would say the theme right now is just getting better. Especially, as a team trying to get better, developing the new offense and everything, the scheme that we're running. Definitely getting better every day, and for me, getting better as well, and getting the rust off. Because unfortunately for me, I missed the spring, had to have my ankle repaired. So I was joking with the coach earlier. I said it's kind of like a rusty truck you find your grandpa's barn right now. I need some polishing and new wheels, maybe some gas, but getting back to it and just working on getting better every day.
I guess Will was telling us about ankle flexibilities that he didn't really have last year.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it like playing with the ankle last year? How much more flexibility and athleticism ability to do things you have now?
Yeah, it was really frustrating. So last year versus NC State, I turned my hips on a twist in the pass game and got hit and tore a ligament in my ankle. Obviously couldn't have it reconstructed yet because I needed to play in the season. So it wasn't as painful as much as it was uncomfortable and annoying because, you go out there and, you take Toradol or whatever, Advil, and, you don't feel as much, tape it up, put the boot on. So, it was a little stiff, but more aggravating because, we're running outside zone and I can't run like you see on the second play versus Tennessee. We run outside zone and, Tyler Barron, number 9, I can't reach him because I have a left foot. I'm running out there with a brick in my shoe. So, it was definitely frustrating, but, good experience because now when I come back to it, that's what, if you would have asked me last year, how's it going? I'm like, Jervy Meadows is tough. I'm feeling sorry for myself, listening to myself instead of talking to myself. But now it's like, I get to be on Jervy Meadows. I get to win reps. I get to lose reps. It's more so like, all right, I'm getting my ankle back. Like I'm just grateful to be out there. And it's, I've gained a lot of athleticism back. And, as far as 100%, I'm not sure because we're still on day 7. Nobody's 100% on day 7. So still working in the training room, still doing rehab. And, I spent the entire summer working on it. And, huge shout out to our training staff. Helped me a ton, getting the flexibility back. I feel good. I'm sure, you watch the film on some plays, I look a little slow, and you can tell. That's what my biggest issue right now is. I'd say backside of counter and backside of inside zone. I'm stepping under myself with that left foot, the same one that I had reconstructed. So definitely some issues, nothing huge, but that's the biggest tweak that I'm trying to fix right now. So, but like I said, just working on it. I didn't even, until somebody said I had no idea what day it was at camp. That's what I'm just laser focused on the next practice, but working to get it back. I feel good. I feel very healthy. I feel great. Like I said, huge shout out to the training staff. But it's just going to be an everyday process of getting it better. And which I'm down to just tape now. Last season since October, I played soft cast, and then I would tape and then spat over the foot, and then I would put a Takeo bracelet on, which is pretty much like a Timberland boot, and then tape over that too out there. And by the time you do that, you've got a cement foot. So just extremely grateful to be back out there and be running around with my friends again.
Talking with Jalen, you talked about the kind of seniority and the veterans in the defensive backfield. Kind of the same story with the O-line. What does that say about just the process of the 4 years you've been here to see such a strong unit on that offensive line working with Coach Austin?
Yeah, it's been really fun, which I feel like an old man saying that now that I'm going into my 4th season. It's gone by so fast, and that's what I think back to 2020, I was a swing tackle, getting a little action here and there. We get up a few touchdowns, they'd throw me in. 2021, getting thrown in the fire and baptized. I was ready for it mentally, maybe not physically. We got our butts kicked a couple times, and that was because of us up front, absolutely. People can say what they want, but, we weren't producing up front. And if you don't have offensive line, you don't have anything. So watching it develop and come together, which, we've worked our butts off every year. But the thing is, with offensive line, you don't very rarely, and not always. You get a guy that you can bring in, and it's just, a freak of nature, unreal. You get guys like Blake Miller last year that just comes in and is ready to play immediately and, handles his business. And it's about it. But that's extremely uncommon. Most of the time when you look at the offense line, it's a development position, and it takes 3-4 years to get guys ready. And we're finally at that point now where, it's kind of like, and like I said, playing with your best friends. I've got Blake Miller next to me. I've got Putnam on the other side of me. My 2 roommates. We hang out every night. We eat dinner all the time. It's like, it's different playing with your friends when you played years, especially with Putnam. We played together so long. I was tackle, he was guard. We just bumped in. You're still playing next to each other. It's like, especially in pass pro, we don't even, which we do make communications. Obviously, we're going to make the calls and set the defense. But I know what he's going to do, and he knows what I'm going to do, and we can kind of get a feel for it. It's like working as one unit, which it's supposed to be, obviously. But when you get out there and play with a unit like that that's developed and worked hard for years and been baptized in fire and been through the ringer and everything like that. It's just it's a great experience to come out, and we're a long way from where we need to be. Absolutely. Still need to press the tempo. Still need to get stronger, faster, everything like that. But like I said, it's day 7, so we're still working. But I'm really excited for this unit. I think Coach Austin has done a great job developing us mentally and physically. So I think it should be a good season for the offensive line. I'm really excited to see us work together.
It seems like Tristen Leigh is a solid example of that kind of year's development.
Absolutely,
What have you
yeah.
seen out of him, and how has he grown since you've known him?
I think mentally Tristen has always been ready. I don't think, and maybe understanding the playbook, maybe not as a freshman, I don't think he was ready, but he's had the same work ethic since he got here. And that dude will work. He's a workhorse. He's never complained. He brings energy, attitude. I can't give enough praise to Tristen Leigh. And there's nobody more deserving than Tristen. Great kid, Like I said, never complains. He's just about his business. He's a chippy guy, but he's not going to cross the line. It's just, I think Tristen is a perfect example of a development guy that comes in, might not be ready his first year or second year, but third year. I think it's time for Tristen Leigh. He's taken that next step, and like I said, nobody works harder than Tristen. So I'm so excited to see him ball out.
For you, somebody who's just getting into this offense, sort of on the field,
Yes, sir.
what's the biggest difference for the offensive line? I mean, I know there's a lot of similarities, but what's the biggest difference to you?
The biggest difference for me, I would say, maybe a little touches here and there with the scheme. Adding the GT, I pull a lot, which I love. I think that's one of my specialties that I'm good at is pulling. And I love getting out in space. So if we go against like an odd defense or Okie, and the DN crashes inside, I get to go out and hit a corner or linebacker or somebody else. So I think fitting in there in the offense like that, which there's really not a whole lot more difference. There is differences. Don't get me wrong. I'm back and forth, but in that regard, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Can I come back? Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
I was just curious that sort of the biggest differences between this scheme and the previous for the offensive line.
Yeah, my bad. So I'd say the biggest difference right now is the offensive line setting the pass protection. Last year we would have calls, preset, and we could change it here and there on the defense, but now it's solely up to the offensive line. We call it when we come up front. So I would say that's the biggest difference, but I mean the mindset is still the same. So it's been really good for us so far.
Previously, the quarterback would set it.
Yes, sir.
Kind of watching David Hood with TigerNet.com. Kind of watching you guys who camp so far. It feels like there's a little different mindset with this line, that there's more confidence there.
Yep.
Watching you yesterday, I go, man, there may be 8 that they can go win with, and more are coming. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we have a solidified 5 that we can win with, and I feel like we have backups that we can win with right now. And I feel like there's backups coming that we can win with, and the offensive line is going to be deep, and that's one of our goals is we develop the first 5 and then develop competitive depth. So the goal is to have 2 units that can take the field and go dominate and put up points, and then get more guys in there and as much as we can to get everybody on the field.
Dietrick Pennington's a guy that kind of shocked me, I guess, in a good way a little bit.
Yeah.
What have you seen?
Yeah, he's gotten a lot better too. Yeah, no, Dietrick has gotten a lot better. He's struggled a little bit, so he's had a knee injury that y'all know about. Obviously, he came in as a freshman and I think blew his knee out. And so he struggled with that, but he's gotten a lot better. But I mean, there's nobody on the field stronger than Dietrick. I mean, ask the weight training staff for a sheet of the numbers, and Dietrich's at the top of everything lift wise. So I mean, if he gets his hands on you, you're done for. But he's gotten a lot better too. I think he's a guy that'll come along and take that next step, and he's gonna help us a lot this year too.
Good time for a bunch of more.
Does it feel like the starting 5 is firm, solidified right now, or is there still time to?
I mean, that's a tough question because I mean we've got 5 guys that we can win with, but we've got 6 and 7 and 8 guys that we can win with. So I think knock on wood and God pray that we all stay healthy. But I think that we have more than a starting 5. I know we got 5 guys that take the field now, but that's something that we're still developing throughout camp, still evaluating. It's an everyday battle. We get graded every day, like every single day. So I mean, that's something that we got to figure out. I mean, I'm fighting for spots still too. So I mean, it's like you got to go out there and fight every day. We got the 5 that run out there that I'm very confident in, but one guy goes down, another one comes in. I'm still very confident. So we got a few guys that we can mix and match and plug and play, and we're still good.
As we've heard a lot of talk about Peter Woods,
Yeah.
what is it like blocking? Can you describe the experience?
Yeah, he's a great player. He's very developed for a freshman, very strong too. That's another guy. You look at his weight room numbers; he's very strong. He's strong, but he's twitchy as well. So I think Peter's is a very well-developed player for how young he is. Which obviously I missed the spring, didn't get to go against him. Which we've gone back and forth. I've lost, I've won. That's a guy that you win some, you lose some against. He's a great player. Got a lot of respect for him. He's about his business. He works hard, and great kid too. And that's what he'll come out here and play football, and then he was up there singing on Sunday at our chapel service. So I mean, Peter's a great player, and I think he's going to play a lot this year too and help us a ton. And he's a very developed, well-rounded player.
One more. It's just, you live with Blake now too?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so my roommates, Will Putnam, Blake Miller, and Patrick Bockhorst. Patrick Bockhorst is the younger brother of Matt Bockhorst, who played here back a couple of years ago. So we all live together, and that's the kind of the unit we're rolling with now. It's West Lane.
What was telling me there was some kind of oil on board?
I'm sure there was. I'm there for some of it. Sometimes I'm not. We, and that's what sometimes they'll do. We like to wrestle. I mean, like practice, because it's good. It's like out here we pretty much wrestle. We play King of the Ring, which is a drill with Coach Austin, where it's pretty much like W drill, but it's the O line. You lock up. You have one hand under, one hand on top, and you got to try to like replace your hand and then drive the guy out of the circle. So I don't know what he's talking about, honestly. I'm sure that they did have some sort of match or whatever. I'm not. I'm not sure. I wouldn't put it past him. I don't doubt it, but I think I missed that one.